We're here today at Washington Park. This is a baseball field in downtown Santa Clara. This field opened in 1935, so it's been around for 88 years. I noticed they have kind of a wall of champions here. You can see the 1973 All-Star team and the 1975 All-Star team. I was not on either one of those teams. I was on the 72 and the 74 team. So those are all players I played with. And I played on all-star teams with a lot of those guys, but I missed, like the Broward Little League team, I was 1 year too young. Those teams, I was 1 year too old. So I did not participate in any championship all-star teams, even though I played with those guys. We're taking a walk here around this Sunday afternoon. Nobody's here. And the gates are open, so we can, we're going to walk out on the field. I played a lot of youth baseball. I played baseball when I was 9 to 19, and high school and college. So I played in a lot of different fields. Must have played on dozens and dozens of different baseball fields, but this one, I think like most people that played here, would be their favorite. This place was my favorite field to play. You wonder why it's my favorite. Well, you can just look at it here. I think it's maybe the grandstands. Maybe the grandstands that separated it from all the other fields. I mean, it's nice grass, but it almost has an old school feel to it. If they were shooting a movie about baseball, like a Field of Dreams or something, this would almost be the type of park. It has like 100, well, it's 88 years old, so that might explain it, but it's just was a beautiful place to play. And there's the scoreboard. I'll zoom in on the scoreboard a little bit. Washington Park. So yeah, there's a scoreboard. Now, of course, every time I come to a field, I always go out to where my home would have been, which was center field. That was always my position. Center field and leadoff. So this is where I would be. We played a lot of high school games here. And I'm walking out to my position. I don't know why the grass is chewed up out here. It's nice green grass though. Grass is kind of heavy. It needs to be mowed. I would play about right here. It's kind of my spot. In high school, this is right about where I'd play for a right-handed batter. And over here to my right, left fielder would be Dennis Mork. If I go over here to my left, right field would be Mike Enright. Usually Chuck Carbis or Ron Smith was pitching. Mike Quinn would catch. Third base, we'd have Walt Pierce. Shortstop would be Carney Lansford. Second would be Bob Northern. And first base was Lawson Farger. So in 1975, my senior year, this is where I'd play. You can see the distances. Down the left field line is 345, which seems pretty far. I don't even know if pro stadiums are that far. Of course, when you pan around by the scoreboard, it says 345 here to center too. It doesn't make sense. It seems a lot farther than the left field line. The fence used to be a lot higher when I played. This fence here only looks about maybe 8 feet high. When I played, I think the fence was about 20 feet high. I remember hitting one off the left center field fence, which I think if the fence was this low, it would have went out of here. But I did hit one out here when I was 17. And that's quite a poke. You know, from that, that's almost like a major league distance to hit one out when the fence was 20 feet high. So this would be my home out here. I played the center field, so I played the center field a lot. First played here when I was 15, and I probably last played here when I was 19. I think the most memorable games of my 10-year baseball career were in this stadium. Now we get closer to the grandstands, you can kind of see how beautiful this is. I'm gonna walk in here. Look at this. This stadium holds about 1,000 people. And I remember playing, I'm standing here at second base. Here's second base. Boy, look at that. Boy, that is just, I'm out here on a 75 degrees sunny day in Santa Clara. And this is just as beautiful as life can get, I think. Notice it has lights. Played a lot of night games here. I remember playing high school and all-star games here where this whole grandstand would be filled. And like I said, it holds 1,000 people. So I remember getting some hits sometimes in crucial situations, and the crowd, it was the loudest I ever heard a crowd at a baseball game. I think a lot of the loudness came from how it's enclosed. You can see the stands are enclosed. And when you'd hit the ball, it would kind of echo. And going back to center field, it was easy to pick up the ball because, you know, everything's kind of a darker green. So it was easy to pick up the flight of the ball off the bat. But I pitched a little bit here when I was 16. Can't believe how far it seems to home plate. 60 feet 6 inches seems, maybe I'm old, but it seems pretty far. I pitched a no-hitter in Little League, and I pitched a no-hitter in Pony League. I never pitched a no-hitter here. This is actually major league distance. I pitched a 3-hit shutout from this mound. But I think only being 5'7", 140 pounds is 60 feet was kind of too much for me to be a pitcher of any consequence. I'm gonna walk over to home plate. I read that Babe Ruth once played here in an exhibition game, so walk over to the batter's box here. This is home plate, obviously. When I used to play, I always put my left foot right on that point of that. So I spent many times standing right here. I guess Babe Ruth would have stood over there. But this place, and the stands are close. The stands are right up on top of you, so you could make out who was in the crowd and hear everybody in the crowd. And this was baseball heaven to me, and I think to a lot of us that played here. So this is, you know, Washington Park. Zoom in on that scoreboard. Washington Park. You got the dugouts. You know, they're kind of below ground level. So when you were sitting in the dugout, your eyesight was almost level with the ground. The on-deck circle used to be right here. I remember standing here at this on-deck circle many times. And you could see fans could come right up and talk to you. I remember standing here in the on-deck circle, waiting to go to bat. My friends would sometimes be talking to me before I went up to bat. And I'd always tell them I'm gonna get a hit, and we'd bet on it. I think I was right more often than wrong. Here's the dugout. Nice dugout. They actually used this field, I think, one year in 1970 line for minor league baseball. They were the Santa Clara Padres, so they did actually use this park for minor league professional baseball. But once again, there it is, Washington Park. Boy, it's a perfect day to be playing. I did have to jump a fence to get in here, so I am actually trespassing, but there it is. Kind of my memories of this place and Santa Clara baseball in the 70s. It was baseball heaven.